Hello, today we're going to build an electric motor to show this connection between electricity and magnetism. Electricity makes magnets and magnets make electricity. To start with our supplies, we need 2 short wires, 2 paper clips, a couple of gobs of clay, a magnet, a battery, and 1 long wire. This one should be single strand, not stranded wire. I guess solid core wire. And this one is a little bit too small. It works, but and this one is a little bit too big, so something between those would be perfect. We'll set that aside. First of all, we need the standards to hold the whole motor up. We're going to take a paper clip and bend it so that it stands up, but it has a little crook to hold our motor in. And I'm just going to use one of those gobs of clay to hold that in place. And the second one I need to bend in the same way. And I can make some tweaks later on, so I don't have to be perfect right off the bat. But what I need is these two to be the same height. Right now they're not. That was a little bit lower, so I just bend it a little bit. And that looks pretty good. And then I'll just use the clay to affix it to the table. These short wires, we'll wrap them tightly. We want good metal to metal contact, so wrap it as tight as you can. If this is really sloppy, then there won't be a good electrical connection. Metal to metal contact on both sides. Just got to slide those down out of the way. Now, the most tricky part is making the coil. This is where you have to be a little bit neat and tidy. So I want to make this a round coil. I'm going to use the battery as a mold, so it's perfectly round. I don't want any kinks, and so I've got it. Now I'll just slide it off, and it'll unravel right now. So I'm gonna wrap this around and until I have just like a tag, maybe 1/2 inch long, turning out. And now here's the catch. The second one has to be exactly opposite that. And I can make some tweaks later on, but the closer I am to start with, the better off. And wrap it around and use up the excess until you have about a 1/2 inch sticking out. Now, I want it to be perfectly in the center, in this direction. And that looks pretty good. I want them to be straight. And I need it to be perfectly in the center in this plane also. And this one needs a little bit of tweaking. And you just have to keep fiddling with it. It can get frustrating, but when it's all done, I set it in the cradle, and if it's really well balanced, it will spin. I can just give it a little nudge. And see how it doesn't wobble. If it wobbles, then it's not balanced. So this might go when we put a magnet nearby. And then I'm just going to touch these wires to the end and try to take off. It wants to go. And there you go. and you can fine tune it to make sure it doesn't jump off. But we have a complete circuit with electricity going through the wire, through the paper clip, through the coil of wire. That makes it a magnet, and it fights with this magnet and causes it to spin. And then it continues to be a complete circuit back to the other side of the battery. Good luck with that.